Two girlfriends, one cheater. How I turned his romantic dinner into public chaos. The restaurant was one of those upscale places with dim lighting, elegant decor, and soft music playing in the background. It screamed sophistication, perfect for a romantic evening. But what Alex didn't know was that tonight would be anything but romantic. 2 weeks ago, I had no idea my best friend Claire's world was about to implode. It all started with a frantic phone call. I was in the middle of folding laundry when Claire's name flashed across my screen. Her voice was shaky, on the verge of tears. "He's been acting weird," she said, her words tumbling over one another. "He's always on his phone, but he won't let me near it. And last night he said he was working late, but when I called the office, he wasn't there." I knew Alex well, or at least I thought I did. He was charming, attentive, and always seemed to have Claire's back. But her gut was telling her something was wrong, and as her best friend, I wasn't about to ignore that. "Let's find out the truth," I told her. We started digging. Late-night internet searches, tracking suspicious activity, and scrolling through social media profiles. What we found made my stomach churn. There he was, Alex, on a dating app, his profile as polished as his lies. Messages to other women, plans for secret meetups, and worst of all, receipts for lavish dinners he was clearly not having with Claire. The breaking point? A dinner reservation scheduled for Friday night at the same restaurant Alex had taken Claire to on their anniversary. He wasn't just a liar, he was sloppy. That's when the plan was born. Friday night arrived, and Claire and I prepared like we were going into battle. Claire wore a sleek red dress that turned heads as soon as she stepped into the room, and I opted for something bold and dramatic, just in case I needed to make a scene. We walked into the restaurant together, scanning the room, and there he was, in the corner, leaning in close to a woman who wasn't Claire. She was beautiful, all smiles and laughter, completely unaware of the man she was dining with. Claire froze beside me, her breathing shallow. "I can't do this," she whispered. "Yes, you can," I said, gripping her hand. "We're not letting him get away with this." But we didn't confront him right away. That would have been too simple. No, we wanted Alex to squirm. We sat at a table far enough away to avoid detection, but close enough to observe. I called the waiter over and handed him a folded note with specific instructions. He nodded, smirking slightly, and headed straight to Alex's table with 2 glasses of wine. The note read, "From your other girlfriend, guess which one?" The moment Alex read it, his expression changed. His face went pale, his jaw clenched, and he immediately started scanning the room like a guilty man caught in the act. The woman sitting with him looked confused, asking him what was wrong, but he couldn't even form a coherent response. That was our cue. Claire and I stood up, walking toward his table with deliberate, confident strides. Every step we took felt like a declaration of war, and by the time we reached him, the entire restaurant had gone quiet, sensing the drama about to unfold. "Alex," I said, my voice dripping with mock sweetness, "fancy seeing you here. And who's your friend?" The woman turned to look at us, her confusion turning to shock as Claire spoke up. "Hi, I'm his girlfriend. Or at least I was, until about 5 minutes ago." The silence shattered. The woman's face twisted in disgust as she pushed her chair back. "You're kidding me. Girlfriend?" She spat at Alex. "Are you serious right now?" Alex stammered, trying to explain, but Claire wasn't done. She pulled out her phone, holding up a series of screenshots for both the woman and the entire restaurant to see. "Here are his dating app messages. Oh, and this is the receipt for that necklace you're wearing. Funny, he told me he bought it for his mom." The woman didn't hesitate. She grabbed her glass of wine and threw it in Alex's face. "You're disgusting," she hissed before storming out of the restaurant, leaving Alex dripping and humiliated. But we weren't finished. Claire leaned in, her voice low but deadly. "You thought you could play me? Lie to me? Cheat on me? Well, guess what? You just played yourself." The waiter, clearly enjoying the drama, approached us. "Ladies, can I get you anything?" Claire smiled, her confidence fully restored. "Actually, I'll have his steak, medium rare, and put it on his tab." The entire restaurant burst into applause as Alex sank lower into his chair, a picture of defeat. Claire and I walked out arm in arm, laughing harder than we had in weeks. That night wasn't just about exposing Alex. It was about reclaiming control, turning heartbreak into empowerment, and proving that two women working together are unstoppable. As for Alex, let's just say he won't be making dinner reservations for a while. We left the restaurant feeling victorious, our heels clicking against the pavement as laughter spilled out of us. But the night wasn't over, not by a long shot. Claire was still shaking, adrenaline and rage coursing through her veins. "I can't believe I ever trusted him," she muttered, her voice breaking. "How could I not see it?" "You didn't miss it," I said firmly. "He just thought he was smarter than you." Clearly, he wasn't. As we turned the corner, Claire's phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen and groaned. "It's him." "Answer it," I urged. "Let's see what kind of excuses he's coming up with now." Claire put the call on speaker, her hand trembling slightly. "Claire? Please." Alex's voice came through, desperate and frantic. "I know I screwed up, okay? But it's not what you think. That girl meant nothing. You mean everything to me." I rolled my eyes so hard I thought they'd get stuck. "Is that why you're on 3 different dating apps, Alex? Or was that just part of your community outreach program?" There was a pause, and then he stammered, "Wait, is she with you? Why are you listening to this? This is between Claire and me." Claire's voice turned ice cold. "No, Alex. This stopped being just about you and me the moment you decided to treat me like an option. You don't get to play the victim here." Before he could respond, Claire hung up and turned to me, a fire in her eyes I hadn't seen in weeks. "I'm done with him, but I'm not done with tonight." I grinned. "What do you have in mind?" She thought for a moment, then her expression lit up with an idea so wicked it could only have come from someone scorned. "Do you still have those screenshots?" I nodded, already knowing where this was going. "Every single one." We found a nearby cafe with Wi-Fi, grabbed 2 lattes, and got to work. Within minutes, we drafted the perfect post, a polite yet brutally honest account of Alex's 2 timing ways, complete with screenshots. No names were mentioned, but anyone who knew him or us would connect the dots. By the time we hit post, my phone started buzzing with notifications. Friends, acquaintances, even people we hadn't spoken to in years were reacting, commenting, and sharing. Claire leaned back, a satisfied smile on her face. But the night still wasn't over. As we sat there, sipping our coffee and watching the chaos unfold online, the cafe door swung open, and in walked the woman from the restaurant. She froze when she saw us, her eyes narrowing at first, but then softening. "You two," she said, walking over. "I wasn't sure if I wanted to thank you or scream at you, but I'm glad you exposed him." Claire gestured to the empty seat at our table. "Join us. I think we've all earned the right to vent." What started as a tense conversation turned into an unexpected bonding session. She told us how Alex had fed her the same lies he told Claire, promises of exclusivity, plans for the future, and plenty of charming words that now felt hollow. By the end of the night, we weren't just 3 women betrayed by the same man. We were allies. As we stepped out of the cafe hours later, the 3 of us exchanged numbers and hugged. "Thanks for standing up for yourselves," the woman said. "And for me, even if you didn't know it at the time." Claire smiled, her confidence fully restored. "Next time we'll know better, and so will he." The night ended with Claire and me walking arm in arm, feeling lighter than we had in weeks. Alex might have thought he could juggle 2 lives, but in the end, he just brought 3 strong women together. And that was a victory no apology could ever erase.